Me too.
Ef finna á viðeigandi tignarheiti fyrir Carol Kaye, dugar ekkert minna en keisaraynja bassa gítarsins. Þessi viðmótslía 72 ára gamla amma gangandi goðsögn í tónlistarheiminum. Atvinnumaður samfleytt frá 1949 með yfir 30.000 lög og 300 kvikmyndir í kvenveskinum. Listin yfir þá listamenn sem hún hefur leikið með lengri en Skeggjargatan í Reykjavík. Á heimasíðu frúarinnar Frummenn nú á heiðurslistanum. Ásamt Beach Boys, Doors, Sir Prims og The Monkees. Svo örfá dæmi séu nefnd.
Where is the bass at? Because you said 2 and it's not on 2.
Went down to the station with nothing much to do.
In fact, I was a guitar player in a lot of fine jazz groups in the 50s around Los Angeles here, and I had a pretty good name, but there's a lot of women that played good jazz with the men back in the 50s, but you don't hear about them now. And so I was playing in nightclubs there, and then the fellow that was producing Sam Cooke came in the jazz club where I was playing with the group, and he hired me to do some background fills in back of Sam Cooke. This was after the first big hit came out, that Darling You Send Me. I'm not on that one, but Summertime and quite a few other hits with Sam Cooke. And I did studio work, on guitar for about 5 years, and then the bass player didn't show up. It was all an accident. And so I started playing bass, and then that's...
So that was an accident?
Oh, sure, because the fellow didn't show up, and so they put me on bass, and I thought, oh, this is more fun. This is more fun than playing, guitar. Plus, you could invent more lines, I didn't especially like the rock and roll that much, but it was fun to work with all the rest of the guys, because it was a bunch of jazz players along with big band players that we all played together, and it was us creating the hits, see. There were very few rock and roll players on the record days. We had to invent lines and come up with something to dress the song and the singer. A lot of times, the singers might not have been that good too. Some of them, some of them, like Ray Charles, were great. Bobby Darin, Righteous Brothers were all great.
Ray Charles?
Oh yes, I'm playing on some of his things. Let's see, America the Beautiful and I Don't Need No Doctor and a few of those things, big hits, and he was great to work for. Now, I used to beg Ray Charles, take me on the road with you. I'd love to play in your band.
And you wouldn't?
No, not in the 60s. In fact, it doesn't look good even now. To have a white girl with a black band, unfortunately, but that's the way it was back then. But in the studios, whites and blacks worked together. It was fine. You don't think that way at all. This is Earl, and this is Plas, and this is Hal, and just not know each other by name. But back in the 60s, I think that the record companies did not want the public to know who did the rock hits. There's a bunch of jazz players. I don't think it would go over too good with the public. See.
I do when I'm not with you.
Well, I liked his website, and he sounded real nice, and we emailed back and forth, and I thought, okay, this sounds good. This sounds like something I'd like to do, and it turned out the way that I thought it would turn out. The music is good, see, and the fellows are wonderful. But play it. It's got a good feel of it, and it's got the George Benson flat wound electric strings on it for jazz. It's got the right sound, see. Yeah. So forth. I don't practice as much right now, but But you have to have the George Benson flat wound electric strings, because it gets that thick sound. But you could try it. Here, try it.
Well,
see, because
I can play it this way.
You can even bend the strings. Right. See, they bend enough. They bend enough. The 12 on that, the 12 is the top. Top string is the 12.
transcontinental.
Sérstaklega náttúrulega vakti Carol athygli okkar, komin á áttræðisaldur en krafturinn og eljan því líka að hún gerir okkur hinum skömm til. Hún eftir annan daginn í stúdíónu, hún er búin að sitja þarna í 8-10 tíma og allir örmagna og vildu fara heim, þá sagði hún nei, tökum eitt lag enn, það er svo góður gangur á okkur núna.
Nú leið óðum að lokum þessar rallströngu en afar ánægjulegu upptöku hrinum. Frummenn þráðu nú heitast að komast aftur heim á frón í vægðarlausa hríðarbylji þorrans til að ljúka verkinu. Þeir kvöddu því sitt góða hjálparfólk með miklum virtum og eins og einhver sagði, vonandi kemur meira síðar.